Hello guys, my name is Olga Sedlecka, and as you remember, I'm dealing with international students who would like to study in the UK and abroad. Today I'm in New York and I visit one of the best schools here, Rennert School. And let me introduce to you the director of this center, Alex, and he agreed to answer my questions because they can offer a lot of interesting programs for you, and I hope it will be really useful as well. Alex, tell us first, why Rennert is so unique? What advantages for students to be here?
So Rennert is an organisation that's been around for 46 years, but one of the advantages of Rennert, I think, is that it stayed quite niche. It's like a boutique school. We are still, our founder, Mr. César Rennert, is still here, like every day we see him. He's passionate about learning. He was a teacher himself. Mm-hmm. So I think that the advantages of Rennert compared to a big organisation, for example, is that we are personalised and we really have a care about our individual students. I think most of us know our students by name, and we take a real vested interest in their progress and their success learning English.
And I would like to add as well that Rennert has a really good location because we are just in the city of New York, and we are opposite the public library, which is listed like one of the sightseeing. Yes?
Yes, that's absolutely right. And even if you haven't been to New York before, you've heard of Times Square,
yes,
Fifth Avenue, Grand Central Station, the Empire State Building.
Yes.
All of those are 2-3 minutes from our school.
So if you want to be at the heart of the city center, Rennert is really a good school for you. But another thing is courses that you can offer for students.
That's right.
So what is the minimum age of students, and what programs do you offer for them?
Now, of course, we do have a juniors program for younger students, typically between the ages of 11 and 17. For our adult program, the minimum age is 17, and then of course it goes up to any age. So we have had students in their 80s in the past, but typically our students are between 23 and 27 years old, something like that.
And then another thing that I would like to add, that now we are at the lounge zone of Professional Center, where a lot of executives can come and study in completely different atmosphere.
That's right, yes, yes.
And we will show to you some classes as well, and they're really small, and you can share with other professionals the same class according to your level, of course. You test students at the beginning.
We do test students, or we also send a pre-course questionnaire so we can find out a little bit about them. Because with professional English, it's not only the level that's important, it's also the field of business. So if a student's in sales or banking, then that helps us to prepare the course before they arrive so that we are ready for them and we can tailor the course to fit their needs. You also mentioned that our centre here is very small and personalised, and that creates a great opportunity for networking. So many of our professional clients, not only do they learn English, but they also come away with contacts for business and for their own professional lives as well.
Yes, and another really good program for students, young adults, it's Business English in Action. And this is, I think it would be really interesting for you to know that it's possible to come and not only study English course, but then have internship in New York.
That's right. So we offer a course that combines English study along with the chance to get real work experience in New York. The main aim of that program is to help students to develop their English in a professional setting. So imagine you want to learn English and you're in a company, everybody around you is speaking English, you're being asked to do things, to help out, to perform tasks, everything in English. It's a great way to accelerate your learning and to develop vocabulary and language that you wouldn't necessarily get just from a course book.
And then I think this course will be really good for those students who would like to start a career abroad, and they're thinking how it will look like if I'll do, for example, marketing in USA. You can come and really try yourself. Tell me please how it works. It should be sent CV. Yes, student CV. You test students.
Yes, that's right.
And then how do you choose their internship placement? Is it guaranteed or not for students?
So I'll answer that by using you as a case study. So if you wanted to come and study at Rennert and take this course, the first thing we would do is a Skype interview or a telephone interview.
Yes.
And that way our internship coordinator would learn about you, your level of English, and the things that you're interested in. The level of English has to be somewhere between B2, C1 and above. And we test you to make sure that you have that level. And then we look at the length of time you're coming and the things that you're interested in. Once we've accepted you on the program and you arrive in New York, your first 2 weeks are very busy.
Okay.
You'll be studying English, but you'll also be preparing for your placement interviews. Now, you asked if it's guaranteed. Every candidate that comes through the program will go for an interview. It's just like the real world.
Okay.
So when you go for that interview, you have to prepare for it. And it's a chance for you to look at the company and the chance for the company to look at you. And of course, if that doesn't work, then we look to another company and so on until we find you a placement. Once we've accepted you onto the program, however, then yes, you will get a placement. It may not be your first interview, but maybe your second or your third. But we help you every step of the way. So from preparing your resume to preparing for interview, sometimes writing a cover letter. We offer workshops in all of these during your first 2 weeks, so that when you go for that interview, you're completely prepared for it.
I see. And another thing, during the whole period, for example, you will come for 12 weeks, during the whole period you should have English lessons in the morning, and then in the afternoon you will have your internship placement.
Yes, that's right.
And is it paid?
It's not paid, no. Unfortunately, we're not allowed to do that, to have paid experience, because, as I say, the main aim is to enhance your English. It's not paid salary-wise, but the rewards are still important, because at the end of the program, you'll get a letter of recommendation from the company. You'll be able to use that on your CV and in your future professional life. And you'll also have a head start on being able to feel confident and to use your English in an international setting.
So at the end of this program, you can get a confirmation of your level of English from a school, a certificate, and from other side it will be like a letter of recommendation. Then how do you think, in 12 weeks time, if student comes with upper intermediate level of English, what level student can achieve?
We would expect over 12 weeks a student to increase by generally one level. So we say one level is 12 to 16 weeks. So a student starting at upper intermediate or B1, B2 level, we would expect them to be C1 or above by the end of that program. One thing I would also add about our Business English in Action program is that the companies that we work with are very much like Rennert. So we work with a lot of small startup companies, entrepreneurs, and our students are often working alongside the president or the owner or the founder of that company. And the advantage of that is that they get first-hand experience and really important mentorship from those people who've started their own businesses, and that can be a really valuable experience. And some of our students are still in touch with their internship company 2, 3, 4 years afterwards, and often goes on to make a professional relationship as well.
And regarding the different specializations that you can offer, it can be any field, or you focus more on business, for example, and you do not offer internships in design, art. How it works?
So if it's more technical and specific, that makes it more difficult for us to place. So dentistry, for example, we wouldn't be able to do that. But with more general topics, for example, marketing, events, tourism, this is the kind of areas that we work mostly in. But the key thing is that business and that professional experience that you're getting, not necessarily the field. If we do have interest, for example, in architecture or law, we'll try to find a good match, and we do have some contacts, but we can't really guarantee that we'll be able to match that exactly. But we'll always try.
I see. And from my understanding, New York is a financial world center. So it means that maybe here in New York a lot of opportunities for such type of careers.
That's right, there are. But I would say at an internship level, then you probably wouldn't be so in such close contact with those fields because they tend to have quite strict background checks before they take on people, and that can sometimes be difficult for international students to meet all those requirements. And
tell me please, how do you think, what companies they expect from students? Of course, I understand that competition is extremely high. Organizations, they can ask for, they can offer a place for students who study at Columbia University, for example.
Yes, that's right. That often happens with bigger companies.
But what is your suggestion for international students who will who will make their first step? What do they expect, and what person you should be to meet expectations?
So I would think about the things that all jobs have in common. For example, making relationships, networking, administration, IT, social media, marketing. Doesn't matter what kind of business you're involved in, everybody needs these things, and that's the kind of experience that our students take away with them when they finish, is that broader experience that could be applied to a whole range of different professional pathways.
I see.
Yeah.
Alex, thank you very much for our conversation. I would like to add another thing, that Rennert offers a lot of different courses, like teacher training, junior programs, which we mentioned at the beginning, and fashion courses.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
Courses.
Yes.
If you are interested to come one day and study in New York, and you have special requests, just ask me. Be sure we will find a good course for you. And if you have any questions regarding this program, Business English in Action, just let me know, and send your CV, send you more information about yourself, and we will, with Alex, arrange an internship for you and English course in New York.
Yeah, we look forward to welcoming you to New York.
Bye, guys.
Okay, bye-bye.